What's up, my YouTube family? Thank you for checking in again. Today I am gonna be installing the new inks into the Sublimation printer. There's still not a little bit, it's still got a little bit of moisture inside the actual tanks. But what I mean by moisture is just bubbles. Not major, but I will show you right after this intro. Thank you for watching that intro. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can follow me and stay up with everything I do. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. You know I always try to give you guys something what I'm doing every day. To get right to it, those of you who have watched other videos of mine, I had an issue with my Sublimation printer. The nozzle checks wasn't too bad, but it was disturbing for me because I had some missing segments and I want it perfect. For me, you know, perfection is something that will make your design look better or give you that vibrant color that you need. Just because of a few missing segments, I decided just to clean the whole thing out and redo it and see where I can go from there. So I've had my tanks, lines, and dampers all rinsed out. I used cleaning agent, printhead cleaning agent to clean out the printhead. I flushed the printhead. I took the printhead out. I flushed it. It looked like it was giving me beautiful rainfall, so I'm hoping that it is clear. After I did that nozzle cleaning, I actually ran distilled water through it, so whatever cleaning solution was in there, it would have flushed it out as well. I did the same thing to the lines, and I also did the same thing to the tanks. Now, my issue was that it took about almost damn near 2 weeks to dry the dampers, and my tanks still has a little bit of condensation in it. I'm hoping that it doesn't mess up the ink in any way. I don't think that it would hurt it. I got a job to do, so I have to get this ink in there. Those of you know I was using Cosmo inks, and that's all I ran in this printer. But I have decided to change the inks just to see if it would clear my issues that I was having with the blacks and the cyan, whatever, which way you want to call it. I don't know, for some reason I think it was blocking it, it was clogging up, and I just decided to go with a different brand. I had a lot of people tell me about this one particular ink that I'm about to install in it, and they said that they trust it and they had no issues and they have let their printer sit for months or more. I don't print Sublimation every day. I'm gonna start planning on it at least every 2 to 3 days, and I just don't want it to sit 1 or 2 days and mess up, because the last time I did a job with this, it sat for about maybe a month and a half, and that's when the issue started to create. I am in no way, shape, or form affiliated with this company. This is just my opinion to you guys. If you guys want to try them out, try them out. But the name is CoYlBod. That's the name of the ink. They come in 100 ml bottles, as you can see here. And you know, for me, it is a little bit different, because if you look at Cosmos inks black, they're a little bit like a brownish color. This one is actually like a true black. I actually brought 2 sets of these. I am going to be putting them into some empty, cleaned out, of course, with distilled water. You know, I had so many of them, I just cleaned them out and I keep them on the side just in case. It makes it easier to refill this one. Yeah, let me turn to a different angle and I will fill up the black so you guys can see the color of the black. All the rest of the colors are pretty much almost the same, so I'm not gonna show you all the other colors, but at least I can show you the black to show you the difference in color in the black. How to refill these. As those of you guys know, this is just it's for the Epson, for the eco tanks. I decided to put them in here so that way I can fill up the 2800. I don't plan on using the whole 100 ml. I'm gonna try to put 2 ounces in here. So I only want to fill these tanks up to about a half, because if I don't like the way the colors are, or I don't like the way the ink is, or maybe the ink doesn't, you know, transfer the right way, at least I don't have to empty out all of it, you know? I could just empty out the 2 ounces and be done with it. I have a small little weeding tool. I'm going to poke one small hole in the middle. So it is. Now they say that this ink is actually made for Epson, and I don't want to say guarantee because nothing's ever guaranteed, but they say that it will not clog. So let's see. You see, guys, this black is like really black. So I think that might be 2 ounces. So let me stop right there. And it feels like a half a bottle. Again, guys, some napkins. Let me angle you guys over so you guys can also see me pour it into this thing. So I'm sorry if you see the camera move, but pull you guys this way. I actually want you guys to see the actual putting in here. I mean, I have other videos that have this going on. Don't forget, guys, put a piece of butcher paper or something so it can, if you do spill it, but I didn't make a mess, so that's a good thing. So let me just take off this top, set it down on the butcher paper, make sure this is closed so it don't leak everywhere else, and that's pretty tight. So here we go, guys. This is the black channel. Grab you guys, see if I can put you guys in the front here. I know it's kind of, all right, so I'm gonna have to do it like this, because so this is what I'm talking about, guys. You see the little bit of condensation. I hope it doesn't mess anything up. These 2 tanks are pretty much almost dry. All my dampers, as before, are dried up. So let me just lift these up. And those are the colors the way they go. Black will be the first channel here. So let's go for it. And it's sucking it. You can see the bubbles in there. And it is filling it up down here. I don't know if you can hear that. So actually 2 ounces would give you almost 3/4. It actually gave me 3/4. I think it's completely empty now, guys. As you can see, it looks empty. So yeah, 2 ounces will actually give you 3/4 on the dot. All right, guys, so let me finish doing this to all of them. And once I have everything into the printer, I'm gonna show you how I draw the ink through the lines. And then after that, it's just pretty much either purging, or I guess I gotta go into the service for the computer and for the printer, and actually like I was putting new ink in and just run. All right, so now we're at the stage of how I get the ink to pretty much flow into the dampers. I'm gonna do one so that way you guys can see how I do it. I'm just using a 20 ml syringe. I'm not gonna pull any ink in here. I'm just gonna fill up a little bit of the tank, the damper I should say, and I'll let the printer actually do the rest of it as I do purges, or if I do the initial that the printer does when you first put in the ink. That you could do it on a service thing, whatever you want to call it. But if I get to that point on this video, because I don't want to make the video long, I will show you guys. So here's the damper, guys. Not sure if you can actually see that. So I am gonna just grab the syringe, make sure that it's in all the way. Just put it in the bottom of it. Now, as you start sucking the ink through, you might have to turn it a little bit, depending, but not too hard. You don't want to damage the actual damper. So I'll just suck a little bit here. You see how the ink comes through? Now, all I want to do is fill up that channel a little bit because it doesn't need a lot. I think that's good enough. As you can see, there's no ink inside the line, inside the syringe, because pretty much it comes through the channel and then it comes up and it fills this little area. It fills up this area here. So as you can see, this area is filled up. I do have an air pocket here. It's not a big deal, guys. That air will run through the system, or you could just pat it out, whichever way you want to do it. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, even me just patting it out. Because remember, the air can't pass through the ink unless you pull it all the way through. But since I didn't pull it all the way through, it'll come out. See, as you pat it lightly. Don't pat it hard. You don't want to break the film. I'm just patting it lightly. And now, as you can see, the whole thing is full. So that one is, for me, is done. So yes, you could take if you really wanted to, you could take the line out, grab some of the ink from the line and push, or just push the ink through as it's in. You can put it in, and you can get a syringe with a airline or just a regular hose and push it through the head. We'll put a paper underneath the print head, and you'll see when it starts going through, and you should be good. But I'm gonna let the machine do it itself, like if it was brand new. So that one is done. Now I'm gonna do that for the other 3 channels, and hopefully I can bring it to the computer so we can do the ink charge on it, and we should be good. I might have to do I might have to reset the ink tank, because out of all the cleanings I did, the ink tank actually got a little full. But if you guys know, I did do an external ink tank. And I have the other line here for the XP once it comes in. But if you can see back here, you see the line. So it is running an external ink tank. So that's barely it, guys. New ink going in. I'm gonna refill the other ones that are in there, and then I'm gonna move you guys over to the computer so you can see me do the initial charge. I'm gonna check the ink tank, the waste ink tank, to see the levels. I use 2 of them. So you can download the wick reset from either or. It doesn't make a difference. One of them is inkchip.net. They're fairly easy, but the only thing with this website is that you have to turn off your virus protection in order to be able to download the setup. The other one that I use, 2manuals.com. I use this one a lot for another printer, for the simple fact that they have like what is called a service pack, which I could do different things on it, and I could also, reset certain levels. So that's the reason why I use 2 manuals. But if you're just want to do the waste ink tank reset, you know, the ink chip one, I think it's fairly easy. This is what pops up once you downloaded everything. This is to do a test and stuff like that, but let's check the counter. So here you go to here, this is the 2800 series, exactly what I have set up. And let's go to read. So you can either reset the ink counter if you have a key, but remember, if you're going to use a key, make sure you use a key from where. So if you're using inkchip, buy the key from inkchip. If you're using the two manuals, buy the key from two manuals. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but you want to keep them together. I don't know if you can use a key for another web or not. I don't know. I never tried it. Usually if I do it, I buy the key from them themselves. So let's just click on read. So right now, my printer is at 94.43%, and it's reaching its maximum soon. On the printer itself, it tells me that, you know, it's reaching its limit. So I know that it's almost there. So everything is okay, counter is okay. So this works pretty much the same as the other one. So if you open up the two manual one, this is what pops up. What I like about the two manual one is that if you look real closely, you can see for my printer, you pick the printer up top. So you just click on that, it'll highlight it, or whatever other printers you have in line. So I have a distributing USB block on the side, so I turn off printers that I don't need, so that way I'm not confused. Here it'll say read waste tank reset counter. So let's just go ahead and read it. So see, it's telling me the same thing, 94.44. So let's close this out so I can minimize this, and let's read this one again so you can see 94.43. So as you can see, it reads the same thing no matter what, because that's what your printer is putting out. What I like about the two manuals as well, if you look real closely, you can get a report from them. As well, you could do head cleanings, you could do gentle cleanings, and you can also do ink charge. So this is what I am going to be doing to get the ink going. I want to do an ink charge. And it says this operation consumes a very large amount of ink and increases the waste tank ink counter significantly. Continue. Do not forget to check your maintenance tank box before executing the ink charge. This will prevent the ink from leaking out of the printer. Now, if you guys, I told you before, I have an external waste tank, so I can see it from here pouring into the thing. Unless the line pops, then I have a huge mess and a big problem. All right, guys, so I'm actually doing the ink charge, and my line in the back is black, and it's coming down, as you can see in there. So that's great. The external tank is working fine. All right, guys, so this is where I was explaining that I had to do the reset of the ink tank. I should have did it before I did the ink charge, but I thought I can get away with it, but I didn't. Enter the key in this field. So here I'm gonna hit trial just to see how that works. Trial. That's what it says right up here, wherever I could find it at. So I'm trying to look at the screen and it's kind of hard. I should be looking at the regular. Okay, yeah, right here. It says trial. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hit okay. It said trial key will set printer counters to 80%. Trial key can only be used once each printer. Hit continue. Yes. So I'm guessing it's doing it. Actually, my printer just came up from being sleeping, so I guess it's going to take it. Okay, so we have to come up here onto the printer itself. So this is the error code I was getting. It says we have to turn it off because it's telling you to contact Epson. Of course, they want you to pay for it. So it says power off. So I'm gonna turn it off. Then the screen says, congratulations, your printer waste counter have been resetted. So it brought it back down to 80%. We are gonna find out if that is true. So let me just close here. And let's turn on the printer again. So guys, that's basically it. Once you do that cleaning or the ink charge, which I'm gonna do the ink charge, and I know it's gonna waste a nice amount of ink because it's gotta pool it, you know. You should be set to go. I would, do a nozzle check. If the nozzle check comes out good, then I will proceed into a purge sheet. Now, I did remove the print head, so no matter what, I'm gonna have to do an alignment. So guys, this is quick and easy. This is what I did to get new inks into my tanks, and I hope that it helps somebody else out that's looking at these printers. Just stay tuned for the next one. I will be doing testing on this ink, different profiles, and see it. First, I'm gonna print out something and see how the colors come out. If they don't come out, then I'm gonna have to look for a specific profile for this color. I know that the company has one, but they send it to you in a rare file, and I don't have anything to open up that rare file. But at the same time, like I told you before, I'm very careful what I download, so I don't think that I am going to be using that rare file or their color profile. So most likely I will keep with the RGB that I've been using for the other inks that I was using, and hopefully everything works out great for me. If not, I'll fine tune it with the RGB, but using Microsoft or Epson's different RGB colors. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this was helpful to anybody else. Please hit that subscribe button. Follow me if you can. Love you guys all. Be safe, and see you when it's time to do all the other stuff. Peace.